feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright, echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Great to be back. Great to be back. Sunday night for you guys. Monday here. It's actually Monday here. I know that is a shocking development to all of you, but it is definitely Monday here. Yeah, so it is after the weekend. After the weekend for me. That is right. I decided to take the weekend off. I was like, I'm going to be back Saturday, and then I didn't come back Saturday. I just decided to enjoy my birthday weekend, and I just decided to hang out at home. So that's what I did. We had a great night. Went out for dinner on Saturday. Got to see everyone. It was really nice, and eat at a nice restaurant, which was really good. Food there is always really good. So we had a fun night, yelling across the table at each other, because that is what our family does. We don't speak to people. We yell across the table at each other to get our point across, because apparently that's what all good families do. Okay, there was like a weird beeping noise. I was like, where is that coming from? Maybe aliens are here. Hey, good to see you all. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Nana Lana got sleepy. Sorry, Nana Lana. Who's this? Burnt Popcorn. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Lindy said, hope you had a lovely birthday. I did. It was a nice birthday. It was nice to take some time off. I keep saying I'm going to take a couple of weeks off, and something comes up and I never do. So, and it looks like that's probably not going to happen. I was speaking to someone today. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but we may have something interesting coming up later this year. So later, what does the email say? Like maybe in October, we may have something fun to talk to you about over the next couple of months. If you live in Melbourne, or if you live in Australia and are willing to travel, so keep an eye. I'll tell you more when I'm allowed to, but there's your little hint. Good to see you all. Texas says, hey family, shout and repeat. Yeah, that's what my family does. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's been a long year. It really has. That's why some of the shows have sort of been like a day on, a day off, a day on, a day off, because I've just been I've had too much Aaron Patterson. Hey Marco, what's up, brother? Good to see you. No relation to anything we were talking about, but hey Marco. Marlene said, "Cool. You want cooler weather?" It's getting there here. In Melbourne, we're still getting very cold nights, but the days are starting to get a little warmer. The winter in Melbourne doesn't last very long. It sort of comes and goes very quickly. You sort of get into June, like yeah, you sort of get into June, and by August, it's already on its way out. So we're already starting to see higher temperatures throughout the day. Gloomy Sydney today. I mean, growing up in Sydney, I sort of miss the weather up there. Melbourne's weather is so different to Sydney. Sydney, it rains a lot. It rains a lot. They say it rains a lot in Melbourne, but it rains a lot in Sydney. And Sydney has many more thunderstorms than Melbourne does. So I do miss that aspect of living in Sydney. I don't miss everything else about Sydney. Everything else is it's a nightmare to live there. I mean, I like the area, I like where I grew up, but it's just so packed all the time. It's going to be 90s all this week in Tennessee. I hope that sounds pretty good, actually. 90s in Tennessee all week. All right. This story people keep sending to me. So they're like, Ping, can you talk about this boy in California? Ping, can we talk about the kid in California? Fine, let's talk about the kid in California, because I think like you might think that there's something odd going on here, that there's something a little strange. And I'm not saying that anyone in particular is involved. I'm just saying things don't make a lot of sense. And when things don't make sense, especially in true crime, my sort of meter starts going off, like it starts making noise. You hear those alarm bells. And we've all done enough true crime to start knowing when like 2 and 2 doesn't equal 4. And that is sort of what's going on here. Doesn't mean anyone's, responsible or whatever. It just means there's things here that don't add up. So here, I'm going to play this video for you, and I'm going to show you a different video after. So let's watch this. If you don't know what this is, it is a 7-month-old baby missing from Yucaipa, California. And the sort of story about how this happened, apparently the mum was changing him in a parking lot, and then someone hit her in the head and she blacked out. And when she came to, the baby was gone. There's your intro to it. So we're going to watch the video.
Questions now surrounding the reported kidnapping of a 7-month-old baby out of Yucaipa. Emmanuel Haro's mom says she was in a Big Five parking lot changing his diaper on Thursday when someone hit her on the head, knocking her out. When she came to, her baby was gone. Deputies now say there are inconsistencies with the mother's initial statement and cannot rule out foul play. The baby's grandparents have also been interviewed. Search dogs were unable to pick up a scent in the area where Emmanuel disappeared. He was last seen wearing a black Nike.
All right, that was a little update that came out today. Can't rule out foul play. And they say there are inconsistencies in some of the information given to authorities from the boy's parents. That is what I'm going to say. All right, now we're going to play the other video, which this one came out, was it a couple of days ago? This is from KCBD News 11 Central, and I'm going to play this one. This has the mom speaking about what she went through in this very terrible time.
I'm begging you, please, if anything, if you know anything, please, I'm just begging you, bring him back.
It is a desperate plea from a mother surviving the unimaginable as her 7-month-old son is missing.
He has little wavy hair and light brown hair, so soft, like a feather, with beautiful brown eyes. Beautiful baby, energetic, very playful, very happy.
Rebecca Haro stood next to her husband, surrounded by friends as they showed up to this big...
I don't like this. This type of over-describing that you hear here.
Please, I'm just begging you, bring him back.
It is a desperate plea from a mother surviving the unimaginable as her 7-month-old son is missing.
He has little wavy hair and light brown hair, so soft, like a feather, with beautiful brown eyes.
What are you talking about? Is this a missing child or like a Care Bear you're going to go and buy? I don't like when people over sort of describe things, and I'm not saying that she's guilty or anything. I just always find that a little strange when people go too far in the way they sort of emphasize certain aspects, like, oh, he's got this brown wavy hair and it's light as a feather. Why would anyone need to know these details about your missing child? He's missing. The idea is to find him, not to describe how his hair is like a feather. I don't think someone's going to walk down the street and go, oh my God, that's that kid. You know how I know? His hair is like a feather. That's it. We got to call the cops. No, that's not it at all. All right.
Beautiful baby, energetic, very playful, very happy.
Rebecca Haro stood next to her husband, surrounded by friends as they showed up to this Big Five parking lot in Yucaipa to hand out flyers, desperate to do something to bring him back.
To the person who took my son, please just give him back to us. We'll forgive you. We won't bother you. We just want our baby boy.
The Harrows say they were in Yucaipa for another child's football practice when Rebecca took their youngest of 6 children, Emmanuel, with her to this store to get a mouthpiece for their older son. She says when she got out of their pickup truck, she realized 7-month-old Emmanuel needed a diaper change.
I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair. And I had his diapers right here. And then someone said, "Hola." And I couldn't even turn, and I was just, I don't remember nothing.
She says she was struck from behind.
I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me.
She says her child was gone.
I came back to get my phone and call 911. I ran to.
You know, something when looking at her injury on her eye, as you all know, I had an eye injury recently. I tripped in the middle of the night and literally smacked my head on a TV cabinet, like full force, like getting hit with a baseball bat. I mean, it was like I never felt a smack like that to my head, and I've fought people before, and it was worse than that. It was really severe, and her injury makes. I'm not I'm not trying to say that she's lying or anything. I just where the bruising and stuff is a little odd, right?
And
Here, stop right there. If you were to be hit here, it means that the person that's hitting you would have to be in front of you or almost right in front of you. And again, if you're looking down, changing a baby, you may not fully see what's around you. Fine, I get that. But that would have to almost be a front on smack to the head. It's not like someone whipped around you and punched you on your temple or whatever. It's odd. The right here, it's almost like had to be direct. And I find this interesting that she's like, "Oh, I didn't see anything, got smacked in the face, and then I woke up." I mean, do people mostly pass out from being smacked in the face? Like when I fell, I barely blacked out for less than microsecond. I think it was just from hitting the floor. I mean,
I laid him on the chair, and I had his diapers right here. And then someone said, "Hola," and I couldn't even turn, and I was just, I don't remember nothing.
She says she was struck from behind.
I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me.
She says her child was gone.
I came back to get my phone and call 911. I ran to the whole perimeter and there's nothing here. I didn't see him. I didn't see nothing. Nobody saw nothing. There's no cameras here. There's no lighting. And they should have something.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says it got the call of a kidnapping around 7:30 Thursday night, and they are actively searching for the little boy. And as this family prays for the best, they can't help but fear the worst. So they're asking whoever has him to simply give him back.
Don't hurt him, and please feed him. Take care of him.
Please don't hurt him and protect him and just bring him back to his parents that love him.
there's a lot of strange things in that video. I can't verify this information. I heard it from someone else. Hold on, let me tell you who I heard it from. This is from Lily in London. Hey, Lily in London. Lily posted earlier today saying, allegedly, the parents went into the Big Five store one day prior to his disappearance. The parents asked the cashier if there are CCTV cameras outside in the parking lot and made up an excuse as to someone breaking into their car earlier in the week and that they were looking for CCTV footage one day prior. Like, it's not, I can't verify this information. We don't normally deal in rumors, but it's interesting how she automatically knew that there was no CCTV cameras when she's talking to the news people here. And she's like, there's no lights, there's no cameras. Well, if there's no lights and there's no cameras, why did you think that was a great idea to be in a vulnerable position in the parking lot? I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to victim blame anyone. I just find it, there's a few things here that just don't add up. And I would like better explanations for some of this. because you're going to have to tell me why you thought it was a great idea then to change your child in that dark location when you could have just driven 2 minutes away to, probably there's probably a fast food chain or something with people around and, a private bathroom. I mean, there's a few things that are a bit odd. I want to listen to her speak again. Hold
Please.
on.
Headache.
I don't mean to replay this, but I just want to hear her talk. Yeah, where is it? This bit here.
I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair. And I had his diapers right here. And then someone said, "Hola." And I couldn't even turn, and I was just, I don't remember nothing.
She says she was struck from behind.
I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me.
She says her child was gone.
I came back to get my phone and call 911. I ran the whole perimeter and there's nothing here. I didn't see him. I didn't see nothing. Nobody saw nothing. There's no cameras here. There's no lighting. And they should have something.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says it got the call of a kidnapping around 7:30 Thursday night, and they are actively searching for the little boy. And as this family prays for the best, they can't help but fear the worst. So they're asking whoever has him to simply give him back.
Don't hurt him, and please feed him. Take care of him.
Please don't hurt him. Protect him and just bring him back to his parents that love him.
Both the parents and they just don't seem very upset about a missing child. I'd be beside myself. I don't know. When you watch these things and you just don't really get like sort of a sense that there's something wrong. Again, I say the same thing. I don't know if it's these people involved or their story's not 100% correct or there's something else that happened. It just feels off. And you get these when you've been through a lot of true crime and you've been through a lot of different stories of kids going missing and different types of like child crimes, you get a feel for them and you get a feel for what feels authentic and what doesn't. And there's just something here that doesn't make sense. And I'm not sure what it is, but it's just a little odd. Permaculture said, "Don't want to be offensive, but those photos are weird." The child definitely looks like he may have had some medical issues in his very short life on this earth so far. Yeah, so 7-month-old. It's a pretty young little kid. Yeah, I gotcha. That's all right. Kathy said, "I don't cry easily, so I can give her that. But you would certainly know if I was genuinely upset." Yeah. Burnt Popcorn said, "Dad wearing white hoodie to look innocent." Is he? Let's have a look. Let me pause it so we don't have to listen to the people. He is wearing a very white hoodie. I don't know if that's some sort of symbolic thing or not. I don't know. There's a photo of the little boy, Emmanuel. And like some other people said, there is a history here. There is a history. I think someone posted it in the chat earlier. It's Mimi. Hey, Mimi. Mimi said, "I did some research and the dad has a record with one being felony child cruelty conviction." I can't verify what Mimi's saying, but that's what she posted in the chat. So maybe. Hey, Pamela. Hey, good to see you. Shaken baby syndrome? Could be. We'd have to know more about what the child was facing. Gail said, "The little boy reminds me of a blind child." He definitely looks like a child that may have had some sort of barriers in life. So Gail said, "I also said that read the dad." Did you? Let me see. Let's have a look. Ben Popcorn said, "You said Yucaipa perfectly." Yeah, because I looked it up before we did the show because I saw it on the news report. I was like, how the hell do you say this word? And then I listened to the news report and I was like, okay, that's how you say it. Let's look. Oh, I can't find it, but anyway. Gail said, I think they said no CCTV where she parked. Yeah. And he has a record. There you go. Yes, hit the thumbs up button, please. I would appreciate it. Thank you, Sean, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Gail said, I work with children with special needs. Kathy said, I thought he appeared blind as well. So it was about 7 p.m. at night. 7 p.m. at night. What's the time in it's summer in California, right? Hold on. 7 p.m. What time does Let's have a look. So it's saying here, the time the sun goes down in California is about 7:36 p.m. in the evening. And this happened right around then. They're saying it was just after 7 p.m. So right on dusk. I mean, you would think there would still be some light. Like she's like, there's no light, and it was dark at 7. Deputies responded just before 8 p.m. But in that video, I'm pretty sure they said it was just after 7. So here's some details about the child. Emmanuel weighs about 21 pounds, is approximately 24 inches tall, has brown hair, brown eyes, and is cross-eyed. According to authorities, he was last seen wearing a black Nike onesie. So there you go. Yeah, I want to read you what the woman said to ABC7. She says, I got him out of the car seat. I laid him down so I can get his diaper ready. All I remember, I saw white. I fell on the floor, and as soon as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked all around my truck and ran into Big Five and asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said, no. He's a happy baby. And then the baby's father told ABC7 News, he was a healthy baby. He was crawling, he was kicking, he was playing with his toys. Whoever took our son, please give him back. I'm confused. All right. Let's just play this out like they're saying, like, let's just take her version of events as the, like, sort of the pinnacle here. Let's just take it as the, the gospel of truth. So she says she was trying to change the baby and someone hit her and she blacked out for a minute. And by the time she woke up, she looked around the car park and there was no one around. There was no one there. So she ran around the truck looking for the child. How the child got from wherever she was changing the child to around the car, I don't know. And then she says she ran into the Big Five, asking them if anyone had seen a child or a person with a child. Okay. No, I don't see that any valuables were taken. How often do you think it would be that a child is kidnapped in this way in California? I wouldn't think it was that often, right? That it was not a robbery attempt, not an accidental abduction where someone steals a car and there's a child in it and is not known to the victim. What would be the random chance encounter for a child's abduction in California? It's got to be low. It's got to be like 2%, 1%, because most of the ones are known to the victim. So, hey, sunset in Yucaipa was 7:31. So even at sunset, they still had light out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it's just after 7, it doesn't, doesn't make sense. Sean says, so a passerby says, here's my opportunity to steal a baby. Yeah, not the truck, not her wallet, not her mobile phone. Whoever stole a child. Kathy said the kidnapper must have been fast as lightning. Yeah, that is confusing to me. The fact that you would somehow get hit, and in that time that person has grabbed your child, got to a vehicle, and got out of the area when you didn't hear a vehicle behind you, didn't see a vehicle, didn't notice anyone near you in the car park, and somehow they've been able to creep up on you like a ninja, punch you in the face, and then take your child and somehow desert the area within moments of you looking around going, "Where's my child?" Something about this story is not right. Now, I'm not blaming her. Maybe she's just can't remember and she's just filling in the blanks with random information because she thinks that's what the public, is expecting. It could be, people get, memory loss from being smacked in the head. Like, who knows? Rachel said, I also read that no one remembers him at the practice. That's interesting. Because just like when we talked about the two kids in Canada who went missing, right? What do we say in child abductions? You have to go back to the last verified sighting of the child. This sighting with the mum in the car park is not a verified sighting. It has to be a third party that is not known to the family. Someone else, someone in a grocery store, someone at school or a daycare or a doctor, someone who could not possibly be in that inner circle of the family. So you have to go all the way back to whatever that sighting is, and you can't go forward from there until you can start, chaining them together, and then you get to the event in the car park. And so if you can do that, then you get to the place where the crime may have taken place. But if you cannot do that, then you got a problem. You got a big problem because you can't fill in that timeline. So that would be very annoying to investigators if they could not. Sean said, I can understand this child was silent in the so-called kidnapping. Very silent. Like a ninja. Danny said there's cameras, but nothing was picked up. Odd about that. Very strange. Jack and Lily, yeah, still not found. I think we all know what happened there. Rachel said her black eye looked a few days old to me. It's pretty black. Her eye. The thing with her eye, though, it literally looks like someone punched her in the face. Not at the side, not whipped around. Like someone just clocked her in the eye. Like someone actually punched her. Not like someone whacked her with a bar on the side of the head, or, got a piece of like a brick or something and smacked her. Because no bruising all down the cheekbone. And I can tell you, when I smacked my cheekbone on that bloody thing, it was bruised and red, and I didn't get a black eye, but my cheekbone was all bruised. So, and that was directly on the side of my head. So I find that interesting that for some reason it's right here. Her bruising, it starts here and extends out. Like, it starts in and goes out. So a bit odd. I wouldn't think it's a black. Well, I think she's got a black eye. I didn't. Well, not that I'm willing to admit. Yeah, let's go here. I'm just trying to look at this wound here. There, that's the view I want. Right there. No. Stupid video. There. It definitely looks like that impact point is that low piece here, where you see a lot of that bruising, right on that upper piece of the eye socket and then the cheekbone, right there. So, odd. Yeah, it's at the top of her cheekbone. but it's not here. Like, you would think if someone, like, if you were busy with your head down, tending to the baby, and someone smacked you, it would be more like here, somewhere up through here or here, not like under here, stretching out under there. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I think they do. Is that right? They're like, Ping, you're the one telling the story. I think she does. I'll double check in a second. Mimi said people from the game came forward to the cops that the boy was not there. Cops confronted the parents with inconsistencies. Now they're lawyering up and not cooperating with law enforcement. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun when people stop cooperating? Yeah, there is some hinky things going on. Let me go here. Yeah, 7-month-old. Yeah, a lot of their story is a bit. It's a bit not kosher. It's a bit not kosher. Yeah, I'm going to take you to KTLA 5.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the news at 10. I'm Karine Witcher.
And hi, I'm Courtney Friel in tonight for Rick Chambers. Now at 10 o'clock, where is baby Emmanuel? It has been over 48 hours since anyone has seen the 7-month-old who was reported missing by his mother in San Bernardino County.
And tonight, investigators saying they cannot rule out foul play in his disappearance. The boy's mother says that she was attacked Thursday in the parking lot of a Big Five in Yucaipa and that the attacker took off with her baby.
Now, deputies say there are inconsistencies with her account of what happened. KTLA 5's Sarah Welsh joins us live in San Bernardino with the latest on this story. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Clark, good evening. Investigators say when they confronted Rebecca Harrow about inconsistencies within her initial statement that she refused to continue any questioning. And tonight, the grandmother has confirmed to us that the couple is no longer cooperating with investigators and has lawyered up just hours after they made that desperate public plea for their son's safe return.
It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Where is 7-month-old Emmanuel? His parents, Jake and Rebecca Harrow, say someone kidnapped their baby outside this Big Five in Yucaipa after assaulting Rebecca Harrow and knocking her out cold.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor. And I didn't see Emmanuel.
Harrow says she was parked in front of the store about to change her son's diaper when someone came up behind and assaulted her. She claims she was struck in the face but wasn't able to get a look at who did it before they took off with her son. But investigators say there are inconsistencies with Harrow's initial statement, and because of that, they cannot rule out foul play.
They're not going to hurt that baby. That couple were just homebodies.
The baby's grandmother is adamant the couple is innocent. She says Emmanuel is her daughter's pride and joy and that she waited years to have a baby boy of her own. The grandmother also says investigators asked her daughter to take a lie detector test, but her husband said no until they had a lawyer.
She's just going crazy, she can't handle it anymore.
She says her daughter is receiving death threats and her 2-year-old has been removed from the home. As the search for baby Emmanuel goes on 48 hours after his mother claims someone ran off with him. And we have learned tonight that the baby's father does have a criminal record, and the grandmother told us that investigators were out at the couple's home in Cabazon, searching the home with cadaver dogs and also digging up parts of the property. We tried to reach out to San Bernardino County investigators for any information on that, but they aren't taking any more questions today.
It reminds me of those 2 children who went missing in California like 5 years ago. I can't for the life of me remember then. I think their last name was West, and their parents had moved from one place to another, but they had never seen the child at the second location. Ended up finding out that they had killed that little boy, 2 little boys, and the fact that the cops are so willing to bring in cadaver dogs. Do you know what you have to do for the cops to bring in cadaver dogs and a search team? They ain't bringing it in if they're like, this could be like a 50-50 type play. They're not doing that because they're not going to waste the money bringing in all the assets to someone's home and digging it up and searching. They're not going to do it. So I think the cops know more than what we do. Gail said adopted boys. Yeah, the West boys. I remember them. Rachel said, I think the son at practice lives with the ex-wife. Okay. Yeah. Let's listen to the rest. Is there any more?
Meantime, they are asking anyone with any information about this case, anyone with any information on the whereabouts of baby Emmanuel, to give them a call. And you can do it anonymously by calling 1-800-78-CRIME. Karina Court will send it back to you in Hollywood.
To be continued.
Yeah, if they're digging in the yard and have cadaver dogs, they're further along in the investigation than just there are inconsistencies that we're not sure about. They're not. Yeah, hold on. There we go. Yeah. So where do we go from here with missing Emmanuel? I think the cops are doing exactly what I just said before. They are going back to the last time that anyone has seen that kid, not not someone of the member of the family. By the way, I like the mum of the husband who's like, "Oh, my son, he's a good boy and he stays at home." How come every time we have a missing child, every person involved is always a good person who would never do anything wrong? Every single time. So many people. By the way, I don't take testimonials from family members. Anytime we have a missing child, I don't take testimonials from any family member. I don't care if your grandmother is, the governor of LA. I don't care. I don't take testimonials from people who are involved in the family unit. No one. You don't. It's just you can't because they don't see the world like people outside of the family do. They're always going to give you some glossy version of events like, oh, my son, he's a good boy and he never does anything wrong. Like, no. Your son could have murdered 25 people and you would still say the same thing. So I don't take testimonials from them. Kathy said, everything we're wondering, the police are wondering. I think the police know more than what's being said. I don't think they would bring in all those people. Hold on, guys. All right, there we go. Kathy said, all mamas think their sons are perfect. Yeah, that's why I don't take testimonials from family members. Jojo said, Laurie was Mother of the Year and a Sunday school teacher. We have literally heard it all. Yeah, Laurie Vallow. Yeah, she was like Mother of the Year. I don't think Laurie's Mother of the Year. Please don't put up a poster where it says Ping says Laurie is Mother of the Year because I don't believe it. I think Laurie is Prisoner of the Weekend. That's what I think. Here we go. Gayla says, not going to be in your garden if they believe he was kidnapped. He was kidnapped. Then they somehow knew where we lived, took him from a car park, brought him all the way back to our own property while we were out searching for our son and buried him on the property. That'll be the next story that comes out from people. Yeah, they brought him back. Jojo said, yeah, Laurie. I don't believe Laurie's mother of. I don't think she's winning any awards anywhere. She can win the award for how many years she spends in prison. That when she gets to 45, you let me know. Because that's the only one I want to hear about. Other than that, I don't care. Let's see. Parents plea. Yeah, I want to. Is this the original plea for the parents? Hold on.
Look behind they're getting ready to go out. Please come and bring my son back. Please, I'm begging you.
All right. I'm going to leave it there. Because apparently California has had a rough day with young people and people going missing and people dying. There was another story out of California today about a missing California mother and infant son found dead in a canal near Oakdale. So I wanted to play this for you because I don't know what's going on in California, but a lot of people winding up in strange situations.
Breaking news from CBS 13.
That breaking news tonight, the bodies of a Sacramento mother and infant daughter who went missing just over a month ago have been found in a San Joaquin County canal, according to family. That mother and daughter, Whisper Owen and 8-month-old Sandra McCarty, went missing July 15th. Here is a map showing the location where they were last seen in Atwater and the location today where dive teams discovered their bodies near Escalon. It's a tragic ending to a story we have been following now for weeks. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for the CBS 13 News at 5. I'm Steve Lard. Your reporter, Esteban Reynoso, is in San Joaquin County with this discovery and what family is saying about it tonight. Esteban.
Well, Steve, right now, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is still looking into exactly what happened here. However, a crew member with one of the recovery dive teams told me that they believe that Owen had taken a wrong turn, ended up on top of this canal where I'm standing here, and unfortunately backed into the water. And that's where this recovery team, as well as officials, ended up finding Whisper Owen along with her 8-month-old daughter, Sandra. Though they say after just 10 minutes of searching, of these volunteer dive teams searching near the bridge over this canal, the team found a car matching the description of Owen and called the sheriff's office. That silver 2006 Chevy Trailblazer matches the description of the one Fresno County authorities say belonged to Whisper Owen. Owen and her 8-month-old daughter Sandra were reported missing back on July 15th. And
It's very sad that it is being left to YouTuber and volunteer type divers to try and track missing people down. I can't tell you how many I've seen being picked up by a YouTube channel or a dive team or whatever. It's getting out of hand, but I'm glad they've been found. But how sad. How they ended up in this canal, I'll never know. But I guess it just takes a moment of loss of concentration, trying to do something, and you swerve and you end up in water. Sean said, dead a month underwater. A month. I remember when the little baby, because I remember the little photo when they went missing originally. Marlene said, Insightful One worried about this and said they could have got lost and be in the water somewhere. Listen to Insightful One. She knows. Mimi said, Diver 1 is a godsend, such a great man. Is that who did the diving? That's good work. I'm good. I'm very proud of them. I like people who go out there and just try to get stuff done, even when it seems like no one else wants to do it. So, good work. Okay. Mimi said, so sad. She was visiting family in Fresno and was driving back to the Sacramento area. Yeah, very sad story. Here, I'll play the rest.
Surveillance video showed the two traveling from Fresno in that same car. The family say they reached out to volunteer and private dive teams to help search for Owen at a location where authorities recently pinged her cell phone as her last location. They say they reached out after pleading with local authorities to continue searching the area. That location was right along the San Joaquin County border, just off of Jackson Road near Escalon. Those dive teams found a car and called 911.
It means that we can start finding some way to move forward. So to accept this loss, she has other children that have to find a way to move on without their mother and without their baby sister. And we have a very big family, and she was a big part of it. She kind of held us together, and she was the connection. My dad would call me, how's your sister? My brother would call me, hey, where's Whisper? I haven't been able to get a hold of her. Everybody communicates through her and for her, and she was the glue. And without her, I'm afraid just to know what is going to happen.
And then we know new tips that they came to him. They were able to come back and say, hey, I think that we know pretty much where the car is, and can you come and help us with doing the diving?
Our office responded and our dive team has responded, and they did locate one adult in the vehicle and one infant in the vehicle.
Now, that adult and infant family telling us is Whisper Owen and her daughter Sandra. Officials are still working on finding out exactly how Owen ended up in the water. There are tire marks that drop off going into the canal, and it is unknown at this time if alcohol or drugs at all played a factor. Now, the medical examiner's office for San Joaquin County will later reveal the identities officially as well as the cause of death in this. The family told us, however, they are upset. They feel like local authorities didn't quite search this area hard enough. We know that there were authorities that were out here that searched in the water as well as the surrounding areas. They feel like a little bit more could have been done. And now they're saying that at least now they have their closure, and now
Yeah, you have to ask the question, right? If they had searched this area and there really are tire tracks leading into the water, what's going on where it had to wait a month to find them? Like, why did that take a month? If today, when like they find the car, the people search the water, and they're like, oh hey, look over there, there's tire tracks leading to the water. I mean, it's concerning that maybe this could have been done a month ago. You know, not had the family wait for so long for an answer. It's a bit Blaze said DNA tests are being paid for by YouTubers too for non-identity body and R kits. It's a shame police don't have enough money to take care of this. There was a 55-year backup upon. Yeah, I heard this. I heard this a while ago that there was a like decades long list of R word kits being kept in storage waiting for time to do it. So that's pretty good. I like that people are doing that. Well, it depends. If they're on concrete, probably could see them after a month. If it's in the dirt, maybe not. So it's a conspiracy. It probably is. It's probably a conspiracy to get them to defund the PD. I don't think so. All right. Let's see. Rob Thomas says gypsies took that little baby. Maybe. You might be right. You tell us if you get any more information on the gypsies. All right, Rob? You let me know. Okay. All right. I want to take you. We're done with that one. Glad they found her. Shouldn't have been a month. And hopefully it's a lesson to all that even when cops are like, we searched this area, there may not be a, we searched this area may mean we looked at this area for a period of time, but they could still be there. It's happened before, unfortunately, many times. I want to take you to what happened in Melbourne overnight. There was this sorry, someone wrote an article today about Erin Patterson might get in a lesbian like relationship in prison. Good work, journalist. Good work. Um, good work on your, that's definitely what we should spend our hours writing about how Erin Patterson might hook up with another woman in jail. Uh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's talk to you about this. So I'll talk to you about this and I'll show you the one that happened in Melbourne today. And I wanted to show you this. This happened on the weekend, and me and Mrs. Ping were talking about it. And we were like, how did these people die? Like, we couldn't figure it out. Now, what the story is just before the Sydney Harbour Bridge in Sydney, and I think it was Saturday? Hold on. Yeah, Saturday morning, two people, a couple, believed to be in their 40s, fell from the Western Distributor overpass onto the Harbour Street off ramp below, and both died. And this was the scene. You can see the police tent there, and you can see a coroner or the police with a body bag down there as well. And they fell somehow from up here all the way down here. And me and Mrs. Ping were sort of like looking at the story on Saturday going, how, like one person you can kind of understand, right? But how did two people fall? How did two people fall and land in the exact same place? Now they're saying they were in a relationship. Was this like a pact? Was this sort of like one of those, S word pacts, and they just decided to both jump to their death? It's a little odd. Marilyn said a hurricane named Erin. Is it a Cat 5? It is not. Are you joking? I posted on Twitter last week about it. I was like, oh, very unfortunate to have the hurricane named Hurricane Erin after we just got out of the Erin Patterson trial. Is it really a Cat 5? You guys will have to tell me. Gayla said, were they not in a car? They were not in a car. It's one of the strangest stories I've seen in a while. I don't understand. And I don't mean to make fun of two people dying. It's not funny. I just don't really get it. Here, one man claimed he saw the woman take her jumper off moments before the pair fell, while another witness was sitting in traffic at the time. And in that particular witness said, as I got closer, I saw the bodies face down. Good people ran to help, but nothing could be done. A third witness added, I wish it didn't happen and that I did not see it. So is this a S-word pact? Is that what happened? Some people said here, this was on Reddit apparently, far more likely it was an accident. Maybe they were sitting on or leaning over the railing to take photos or something. And others suggested it could have been a murder S-word. Another suggested it could have been a relationship in a violent DV type of situation. And another said it leaves more questions than answers. Yeah, it does leave more questions than answers for sure. Let me see if I can find anything else about this. Just that a report to the coroner is being prepared. That's all I see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take you to Channel 10 News in Australia.
People have died after falling from an overpass in the centre of Sydney this morning. Olivia Blunden joins us live. Olivia, take us through what happened.
Well, Chris, police have confirmed this double fatality isn't a suspicious incident, but they are investigating whether it's a result of misadventure. Now, emergency services were called to Darling Harbour earlier today following reports that two people had fallen from the Western Distributor onto the street below. Traffic diversions were put in place from Sydney Harbour Bridge to the Anzac Bridge, but they've since been lifted. And during that time, police were looking at mobile phone and surveillance footage of the tragedy, but say it tells half the story, although they're not looking for anyone else involved. It's understood that witnesses performed CPR on the man and woman, both aged in their 40s, but sadly, they died at the scene. Take a listen.
She just take off the jumper, put it down, and flips over. She didn't jump. She just flipped it. It's just a mock rain. It doesn't stop.
Again, what's being investigated right now is the possibility of misadventure, but whether that's the case or not, Chris, it's certainly been a tough day for all.
Misadventure? Did you hear the description from the guy? That she basically dived off while doing a somersault. Odd. It's a very strange story. It's very sad too. That this is a man and a woman. It happened in Sydney. I believe it was the morning, on Saturday morning in Sydney. The deaths of the man and woman. Yeah, let me try and find some more. Let me try and find if I can see anything else. Yeah, 7 News had more. If it'll play.
Two southbound lanes from the Harbour Bridge were closed for several hours this morning while police investigated the deaths of two people. Emergency services were called to Harbour Street, where a man and woman, both in their 40s, had fallen. The road was reopened after several hours. Police aren't treating their deaths as suspicious. Two southbound lanes from
Yeah, let me read a bit more about what it says here. They say witnesses have recalled the tragic moment two people died after falling from a busy motorway in Sydney CBD. The man and woman, believed to be in their 40s, fell from the Western Distributor about 9:45 a.m. on Saturday morning. Both died by the time emergency services arrived. And then they talk about here about the woman taking off her jumper before the tragedy occurred. What? Why would you take off your jumper? It is all a little strange. Understands. Apparently, bystanders did perform CPR and life-saving measures on the couple, but they did not survive. Yeah, that's all I have. I don't have anything else, but I thought it was a strange enough story that I would talk to you about it. Yeah, flipped over is the description from a witness. Let's have a look. Do you guys want to have a look at the area? Let's try and find it. So it's the Western Distributor overpass off Harbour Street. Let's see if I can get a map. Good work. Stupid map. Hold on. So let's go down. Where is Harbour Street? Harbour Street. Okay. Yeah, that looks like it. That looks like it. Okay. This is Harbour Street, and this is the distributor here. So and this looks like where they took the footage. Down through here. There is a bit of a walking bridge right here. I don't know if what one they fell from, but there is a bit of a walkway here, or like a medium strip here. Median. There's a walkway or something up through here. I don't know if you can get up through here. Let's see if we go here. Oh, good work. Can we go up here? There is a bit of a bridge. I mean, it's open on this particular side here. What happens if we go this way? There we go. So you could, it's a bit of a height. Look. It's not like this would be very easy to get across. Unless they were up here, but there's a second one through here. They could have been up on this taller one up here, but this one looks like it has the best access for it. Look, whatever, there's that walkway we were just on. Trying to see how they would do this. Let's go under here. I mean, they picked a very strange spot to do it. Oh, now we're underneath. No, we don't want to go under here. All right, let's go back up. It's all tunnels and bridges through here. Look, whatever way they decided to do this, they picked a very interesting spot to do it. There we are. We're back to our area over here. Oh, this stupid thing. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So I guess you have two different levels that you could do. I mean, if you jumped and somehow got into this bottom one, it's a hell of a drop, even from that top one being higher. So, hey, get out of this. There you go. It's pretty dramatic. Pretty dramatic. I don't know. It doesn't tell me. It really doesn't tell me. Is that a railing maybe standing on it and went over? When we were on that bridge up there on the left there, it did look like there was like some sort of platform where you could do that. If they went from this top one up here, that's mostly cars. It's not foot traffic. This one is, but I mean, you could jump from that one too. Either way, it's a very strange. Oh, here they look like they jumped. Okay, so they were on that third level. When you see in the photograph here, that's where they ended up being. There is some sort of walkway up here above on this top level of the photo you can see. There is a walkway through here somewhere. That's a bit of a drop, eh? Poor people. Poor people. What caused them to want to do this as a pair, as two people, is even a little bit strange, like stranger than normal. Is there a railing? Yeah, I think it was just the one we saw. But as you can see how far that drop is from there, yeah, it's pretty high up. It's a very sad story. You know, you think about their poor families. I'm just trying to see if there's any other information. So it was definitely a man and a woman. It's officially being treated as a double S word. So like a almost said it. An S word pact. That is sort of the way that they're officially treating it. S word pact. I wonder how often that actually happens where you get two people commit the S word at the same time in Australia. I can't imagine it would be that common. Rachel said that's a long way down. I wonder what happened. Could have been drinking. Kathy said maybe they were on drugs and thought they could fly. I don't think so. Gail said I'd like to know their backstory. Me too. Although normally in Australia, when you get a death that is attributed to the S word, once it has been officially designated as such, you don't hear anything else. You hear nothing else. It's sort of how the reporting standards work here. They don't like reporting on it in fear of either copycat, or what happens is when people who have that type of ideation end up reading stories about it, it can sometimes make them more encouraged to undertake the same activity. They don't want to encourage that and then cause more people to do the same thing. So the reporting on it is very minimal. So that's probably why we're probably not going to hear anything else. We're not going to hear who they are, why they did it, where they come from, what their story is, nothing. This will probably be the last thing you ever hear about it. Unfortunately, it happens a lot here. Do you guys remember the guy who jumped out of the hot air balloon? Do you guys remember that about a year and a half ago? There was a guy in Melbourne who jumped out of a hot air balloon and he died. And it was a deliberate act. Well, we never heard anything else about it. I have been searching and trolling for more information about this man, and I heard nothing. Nothing. No, I couldn't find the CASAR report. I couldn't find CASAR is like our aviation, sort of like your whatever the one in America is that does aviation. It's our one here. Couldn't find any details, couldn't find their report on it, couldn't find a follow-up for the coroner, nothing. Just that it happened, he died, and that was it. So very, very strange. You hadn't heard that one? It was on our top stories from 2024 that we did at the end of the year. Jojo said that's unfortunate, right? Happened to someone I know. They read it and copied it exactly. That's very very sad, but very interesting that that theory about ideation being ramped up when they read a story about it is true. Kathy said, "My husband and I were discussing those that unalive themselves. He said a lot of women use a rope while most men use a pew pew. Maybe." Hey, Justice Jane, how are you, my friend? Hey, thank you for liking the video. I appreciate it. It's very kind. Very strange. Yeah, there was a guy. So if you don't know the story, you could probably Google it. I was waking up one morning in Melbourne to like sirens and people and news reports going off, and then we learned about this guy that had jumped from a hot air balloon. Oh yeah, the NTSB. That's right. Yeah, it's called CASA here. So it's the CASA or something. Something aviation, something Australia. Hold on. All right. Hey, by the way, we just got a date for Cold Justice. So I know I did a show about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, saying we don't have a date. I can't tell you when it's gonna happen. I don't know if it was because I made that show, but like 3 days later, Oxygen released the date for the new season of Cold Justice. It is coming September 13. September 13, there will be a brand new season of Cold Justice, and then that is on Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll see. I'll check the timetable. But afterwards, every Saturday night while the season is on, when it finishes, Ping will come on and we sort of break down the episode, and I'll show you all the information that I can find about it and all the court documents and what really happened, and is there any updates after the episode that they haven't shown you. You'll see it all. So we've done that for the last couple of years, and those episodes tend to do really, really well on the channel. I think a lot of people enjoy them. So we'll be back. September 13 is the episode 1. They just wrapped up. Ping, I seen the pictures of Cold Justice. Yeah, I saw it on their Facebook page. Yeah, but we just got a new thing. Hold on, Cold. They just put a post saying that it was coming September 13. Huh. Hold on. Yeah. Cold Justice. They said they're wrapping up season 8. There's their wrap up thing from one of the guys on there. Yep, September 13. If we go up here, we'll go to Kelly's page. That's Kelly's cat. There's Kelly's cat. That's pretty funny. Let's go. There you go. She says Cookie is the name of her cat. Cookie is getting ready for the season premiere of Cold Justice on the 13th of September on Oxygen. And she posted that 17 hours ago. But she did post another one. There you go. Season premiere, 13th of September. It's been a long wait, but we're finally here. We're finally here, September 13. So after that, after the episode airs, I'll be on. We're going to be talking about the episode, and we sort of do like a after show. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Looks like one of my daughter's cats. It's a nice cat. It's a nice cat. Rachel said, "I'm ready. My DVR is set." Me too. I don't ask Ping how he watches it from Australia when we don't even have Oxygen Network here. I just do. But every year I've watched it live. So Mimi says, "What show is it?" What show is it? What do you mean? You don't know Cold Justice? So Cold Justice is a show that airs on the Oxygen Network. I think it won Best True Crime reality TV show at CrimeCon last 2 years. I can't remember if it was the last 2 years or the year before, but it won best true crime show at CrimeCon. But what it is Kelly Siegler, who is a prosecutor, well, ex-prosecutor now from Texas, and she is retired now from public life. She basically goes to police stations around the country, opens up a cold case, and then tries to solve it in the time that they're there. They go back, they interview new people, they try and find leads, they try and just solve the case in the time that they have. So they work with the police department to try and make it happen. And it's, in my opinion, it's the best true crime show on TV. I like it because it actually tries to make things happen in cases that are long dead. They're long, gone cold. And it's a great show. It's one of my favorites. And I love it. I've been watching it for like 8 years, 9 years, something like that. It used to be on TNT. Back when it first started, it used to be on TNT. And then it got cancelled from TNT, and then it got picked up by Oxygen. And then when it got on Oxygen, it went ballistic and everyone loves it and it became a national thing. But yeah, great show. Gayla says, I've been watching it for years. C. Taylor says, no questions from us. Yeah, it just happens. It is a great show. I like it. Grandson's birthday is the September 13th. You have a lot of grandchildren, my friend. September 13th. That's what it says. What day is that? Is it a Saturday? Yeah, it's a Saturday. Yep. So Saturday, in a few weeks' time, in about 3 weeks' time, we will have what I wonder what it is. Cold Justice season 9. It should be season 9. No episode name yet. Let me see if it's on the Oxygen thing. Hold on, Oxygen. Let's see if it's on their schedule. How far do they go? Their schedule only goes to the first of the month. Damn. I was hoping we might get a name of what it is. We may have to wait a couple more weeks, I think. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, the furthest that I can go is September 1 on the schedule, unfortunately. So, damn, we'll have to wait a couple more weeks. In 2 more weeks, we'll find out because it'll update and we'll know what it is. So, no, I don't believe you. I reckon you have 15. Mimi says, I just have streaming, so I'll have to see if Oxygen is on one of the streaming services. It does. Oxygen is on all of them, so you'll be able to find it. What time? I believe it'll be 8:30. It's normally 8 o'clock or 8:30. Wait, what time? What show's on Saturday at the moment? It's on Sunday. I believe it'll be in this slot here. So it'll be 8 p.m. 8 p.m. So Buried in the Backyard is currently on, and Buried in the Backyard must end soon. So it's probably this one. So 8 p.m. is what I'm thinking. That'll be on, because this one is where, see how there's no others with a new designation on it on a Saturday night? It'll be this one. So 8 p.m. on the 13th. So it'll replace Buried in the Backyard. There you go. Nothing starts at 8:30. Well, it must be 8 p.m. then, like we saw on this thing. So yeah, 8 p.m. Watch the show, and then when we're done, come over here, and Ping will tell you everything else that you didn't hear on the show, and we'll do a full breakdown. So it'll be fun. We've done it. We've done it before. We did season 8, and I think we did season 7 too. So there you go. Rachel said yes. It's 8 p.m. I just checked my guide. Do they have the episode name, Rachel, on your guide? Tell me the episode name. What does it say? Tell me what it is, because it's not showing it for me. Yeah, it's not showing. It won't go to the correct day. It'll only go to September 1. So there we go. All right. Are we going to get out of here for the night? I think we are. I think we're going to get out of here. Sunday nights are always a very short night because everyone's getting ready for bed and Monday morning, so no one tends to tune in as of Sunday night. Rachel said no info yet. Okay. 8 p.m. Okay, hold on. Aaron. Okay, so what I can tell you for some updates on Aaron Patterson, on August 25th and 26th, I will be at the Supreme Court in Melbourne. We have a 2-day hearing set down for the third, I think it's Thursday and Friday? No, it's a Monday and Tuesday. Good work, Ping. Good work. So Monday and Tuesday next week, I will be in Melbourne at the Supreme Court. We have a pre-sentencing hearing for Aaron, and it's a 2-day hearing, so it's going to be a long couple of days. So those 2 days next week will be very much like when I was at trial. You will have to wait until I get home in the afternoon. These are supposed to be full day hearings. They're not going to be like a 15-minute thing where we get to go after 30 minutes or something. These are supposed to go from like 10:30 in the morning till 4:15 in the afternoon. So it's going to be a full court day, Monday and Tuesday. I don't think I'm allowed to tell you what they're for as of yet. Hold on, let me check if anyone else has said it. Oh, okay, I can tell you. So it'll be for victim impact statements for Aaron Patterson. So Monday and Tuesday next week, where we'll be in court, and there'll be a bunch of other court things that go on in relation to Aaron. Probably a sentencing date will be decided, but for those 2 days, we're going to, according to the prosecutor, we're going to hear a lot from a lot of people. So there's a lot of people who want to give sort of their impact statement in relation to Aaron Patterson. So that'll be a very long, emotional couple of days. It's going to be, very hard to hear this information from these people, and you'll find out from me afterwards what these people had to say about Erin and what her offending has done to them. So we're going to hear how it's impacted their lives, and I expect there will be a lot of emotional testimony or sort of impact statements read out to the court. So going to be a very, very sad day, I think, to hear all these people, say how hard it's been to live without their friends, their family, and what the trial has done to them, what the charges have meant, all these type of things. So hard day. I don't know. I didn't hear anything when we were last at the Supreme Court a couple of weeks ago. The question that was asked, and I'll show it to you, it was this question. Justice Beale asked Miss Warren how many people were they expecting, and I don't think they quite knew at the time, but this was the quote here. Justice Beale asked prosecutor Jane Warren how many people would be making victim impact statements on the 25th and the 26th, and she replied, all I can say is a lot. So they're expecting a lot of people. That's why they put it down for 2 days. But I don't know if the children will say anything. I don't know. They might. considering they are some of the primary victims in all of this. They may not. It may be it may be put under a suppression order. If it is said to the court, we may not be able to report it. It may be they might do something like that. I don't know. We'll have to find out on the day. But I'll be in the Victorian Supreme Court in Melbourne on the 25th, 26th, covering those 2 days of court time. So busy week next week. We're going to have a couple of days in the city, and yeah, we'll have some more Aaron Patterson for you next week. Gail says, I think they may send a statement. That's what I would think. That I don't think they would be there in person, but I believe they may have written something to the court. I'm not saying I know that for sure. I'm just saying that I've seen that done in other cases where some of the victims are children. So sometimes I'll ask them to write something, and then a child advocate may read it out to the court, or a family member may read it out. Sometimes even the judge will just read it out and say, this is from child number 1, and they'll just read it out to the court. So, yeah. Kathy said, how long have victim impact statements been around? I think it's been around a long time, but I think it's been more, I think they've been used more in the last 20 to 30 years. They've become more, as the courts have moved towards the victims a lot more, not perfectly, but a lot more. I think they've allowed more time for victims to have these sort of moments and read it out to the court. But I believe before they may have just been very quick. Hold on. When So, victim impact statements in Victoria were officially introduced through the Sentencing Victim Impact Statement Act 1994, which amended the Sentencing Act of 1991. This legislation came into effect on the 17th of May 1994 when it received royal assent. The act mandated that courts consider the impact of the crime on the victim when determining the sentence for the offender. So there you go. 1994 was when it came in for Victoria. So there you go. It last 20 to 30 years as when they've really started to be used by the court and become a bigger part of the trial and after trial process to give the victims a moment to basically say what they want to say about what this offending has done to them. So there we go. All right. I'm going to go. That's it. Short show tonight. But hey, sometimes better to be a short show than to drag on all night. So I'll be back tomorrow for a longer show since it is Monday for you all. And then I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, but I'll be back. I love you all. Have a great night. Glad you could stick around for the late show at 1 a.m. in the morning. Mimi says, I'm going to start watching Cold Justice. Watch them all. They're great. You will enjoy it. Hey, thank you all. Thank you all. Have a great night out there. Good to see you all. And I'll be back tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Bye. See you later.